and welcome to the new episode of Artist Talk. Today, our special guest is Emma Yuasa, wonderful dancer, fantastic artist, and simply beautiful human being. During her 11 years with Netherlands Dance Theater, Emma became an integral part of this one world-famous company, working and co-creating with numerous world-leading choreographers. Since becoming a freelance artist, Emma guested with such companies as Royal Swedish Ballet, Eastman, Sasha Waltz and Friends, and also formed part of OPTO, Japan-based dance project group. In her artistic endeavor, Emma collaborated with many successful international artists. Thank you so much for doing this with us, with me. I want to start, of course, from beginning. All the interviews start in the beginning because I'm very curious how young artists find their way into become successful in what they do and find their own road and way. As a young student, at what point you decided to come to Europe?
So I was dancing in like classical ballet, doing in Japan when I started 9 years old, and then there was my, when I get like 15 years old, end of my junior high school, like there was my two closest friends in the ballet school where I was born. And then they decided to go to abroad to study. And then one of them went to John Clanco Ballet School, and then one went to the Bolshoi. And I was thinking, okay, where do I want to go? There was internet, but there was not so much. I didn't have my laptop, and then there was only the way to go was to the like library, public library.
Yes,
and I have to queue them, remember? I have to queue them or book, and I just went to such a book, and then decided to go to the Monte Carlo. There's a Princess Grace Classic Dance Academy, where at the time Marika Bezobrazova, she was a director. She's a Russian, and then she was a great. She was old. She was already 80 when I met her. End of 70. She knew in the ballet russe. It's and then she had this amazing knowledge of classic ballet and then dance about ballet russe, and so yeah, it was very tough, but yeah. So basically, I decided through book.
Yeah, oh, that's interesting. Okay, and was it hard to come to Europe and to adjust to this very different lifestyle or different culture from Japan?
Well, I had very much like energy, and then you know, when you are young, you are fearless.
Yes.
Sometimes. So I went alone with one suitcase, and then I wasn't so afraid, but it was tough for me because I wasn't ready to speak English or French, and then Monaco is a French-speaking country, so basically I had no way of communication.
Only dance.
Only dance, yes, true.
Yeah.
So that's the language was tough, but the joy and the curiosity won over my fear of not going to the unknown place.
So you went to Prince Grace Academy in Monaco to pursue, let's say, classical training, right? As a classical dancer. And then why NDT? How did you discover this company for yourself?
So actually, when I discovered NDT is way before I auditioned.
Yes.
I knew the company when I was still in Japan. So in the TV, they were showing when they toured NDT in Japan. They filmed it, and then they showed it in TV, and then that's for me, it was striking experience. It was something. It was beautiful, But in also same time, I didn't know what I was watching. It wasn't new for me, the contemporary like dance, but that was something, and I was still ballet girl.
Yes.
And at the time when I was in Japan, and but the thing is, yet it was so captivating, and then it was such a like energy to pull me to really captivate it. So that was the first encounter, and then I graduated, and I started, of course, searching for a job, and then I did lots of company for 3 years. I was accepted, but then I didn't get a residence permit or working permit. So like there was some how do you say, those kind of like in like
problems.
Yeah, almost none of place I was accepted.
Yeah.
And then, and of course, I went to the NDT. First time I did the audition, I was out after the ballet class. And the second year I came back, I was out in the last section. After that, they called me again that there was one girl in NDT2, they're going away, so there was one more place for the girl. I was like lucky there. I was not so mentally prepared to be a contemporary dancer.
Yeah.
I wanted to still first do the ballet, and then eventually I wanted to maybe become a contemporary dancer. But because as I said before, when I saw that, when I remember that the NDT from the video, the TV,
yes,
such a beautiful experience to watch, but somehow it was such another world. It was somehow, I was so admired, but it was somewhere it's like not reachable for me. That's what I felt. So I thought like even though I took an audition, I was assuming like, oh, I don't think I will get it there. I want it though, but mentally somehow it's like I wasn't convinced myself.
Yeah. After you entered the Netherland Theater, you spent there 11 years. And after this 11 years, what is NDT for you now?
It's a big part of me. It's where I did a lot of discovery of many different things, people, many different choreographers, and many forms of our dance. Even though it's in context, the contemporary dance, it's a very different diversity there, and amazing people. Yeah, it's a beautiful, amazing institute, and that where I could be at the moment.
One memory that really kind of pops out when you think about NDT in your head?
Yeah, it's really hard. It's like one.
I know, I can imagine.
Actually, first stage I danced with NDT when I was NDT2. That was kind of I remember very fresh. Edith Killian was awarded by Maison de la Danse in Lyon. So we went there for 3 pieces of his piece. One is from NDT3, which now not existed. NDT3 was this elderly, experienced dancers was, and it was beautiful. Yeah, it's such a phenomenal company. So NDT3 brought called Birthday, and NDT2 were 2752. From NDT1, it was a solo from other W. And we went to, so it was kind of a small group, but we went there to perform. And it was such a beautiful experience. I was really new still. It was only 1 month has passed to enter the company.
Yes.
And then Iri was there to to the tour, and then I remember after we've just finished the 2752, he was very happy, but then he called all the six of us, and then like, oh, let's go to the studio, and then he started like changing, but it was not, and it was such a joy there, and then such a spontaneous, how to say, like beautiful
spontaneous creativity.
Yes, and it was in like it was in the tour, like not many was us there. It was very special.
When and how did you know and took a decision to move on?
After I think around 8 years or 9 years, it was as if it was really comfortable sofa that I was in. And then, of course, there was so many challenges still, and then so many adventures with different choreographers between, and then it requires a lot of creativity and imagination. But it felt like it was great that it was super comfortable. But I felt that if I sink down in this comfortable sofa, I would never get out later. I felt that there's still some community world there, and I could feel that there was something that we would never do. So and I also the feeling about this like rooting myself.
Yes. So was it scary to move into freelance after this challenging but comfortable situation?
Actually, to decide, and from when you start feeling that, oh, maybe I should move on, when I feeling that period, it was more scary.
Yeah.
I entered this uncertainty period, or maybe I should, maybe not. So that was the time until I made the decision. I was more not scared. I felt scared also because what if I do the freelancing, but there was no job for me?
Yeah.
This losing stability, of course, you think about it. So that's I was scared, but it was fun. Moment I decided, I said out loud that I'm leaving, everything has changed. Everything turned into the joy. It was very interesting, and then also the gratitude to everything, every person, everything.
And so what would be the main difference between being a company dancer and freelance artist?
Of course, all the decision is on me, what I do or what I don't do, and where and how, and how much value I make. That's all it's all depends on me. So that's I feel it's a lot of responsibility. I felt responsibility when I was in the company, but it's completely different. I start to listen more to my own voice, I think.
And how is it dealing sometimes in the long periods of living in a suitcase, you know? I imagine you spend a lot of time usually on the road.
I realized that afterwards, everything is so heavy. So I start, okay, I don't need that. I don't need that. And sometimes things broke and you have to let it go. I felt that in the end, it's only my body. Without this, it's nothing I can experience. Everything else goes, like everything goes, and then once I have to let it go. But the body itself, it's the one that I always carry. And of course, I have a anxiety attack quite a lot about not feeling anywhere that I can feel home with. That's very a concern for me sometimes. But at the same time, it's like more I spend time to do this suitcase nomad life. I'm longing somewhere that I go home, but at the same time, I want to be in everywhere at the same time.
You started choreographing works when you were still back with NDT for the Switch program, and you continue when the opportunity is there. I'm interested to ask you what process you go through if you are in this creative mode. You know, is there a process or it's very different each time?
It's very different every time. Well, first when I was start making a piece in NDT, I was still like not sure if I want to be a choreographer or I just wanted to try. But it really depends of the time, because sometimes it's come from my own desire that I want to make this piece.
Yeah.
Then it's very specific. Maybe sometimes it's inspiration come from music, a people, a place. I'm always thinking about what I'm feeling right now, what I'm like really like focusing right now at this moment of my life. The concept sometimes it's where it's a merge point of what I'm really thinking right now, and or the people or space or the demand of the project.
Yes. Yeah.
And I always find a meeting point. Before, I used to make a movement only from my emotion, but then it turned to be very limited as a vocabulary. So now I feel I have to make a very concrete concept, so I can imagine what's the point, what's the message I want to give it. But then after when that's decided, I kind of put it aside and then I just make ingredients. Movement, I just do like a simple task improv, and it doesn't relate it at all from the concept. I cut it there, and I just make a movement, and then after when I have a movement, I come back to the concept, and then I feel, and then from there I search the movement that I created, that which context, which scene it will be fitable, and which emotion I can add on, or message I can fit on this specific movement, and or maybe this movement is other feeling, and then like it's like a kind of seasoning and of the feeling and emotional.
Since you started the freelance, you worked with many different artists. I'm always interested in these cross meetings between different fields. What are good things you learn from working non-dancers artists?
To collaborate with a non-dance field artist, it's fun because completely different perspective I have to think. When I talk with you like this, or talk with the people in the dance field, it's kind of, we have one language. It's like you don't have to explain everything, but you kind of understand. But for the different genre, I have to be out of that I'm dancer. I have to see that different from the different perspective. Sometimes we are talking in the end, we are kind of talking the same thing, but it depends how people look. And then to know that, okay, there was a different kind of perspective from the direction to watch it. And then when I know it, to see that from that perspective, sometimes the things I knew become completely like a new experience.
If you remember a best piece of advice you were given by somebody in your life?
Few people came to teach me, like said me to in different time of my life, when the time has come, you will know it. Because sometimes I feel like when I start thinking, I want to do it already.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not the timing sometimes. So as when I was get NDT, I was doing 3 years audition, and I wanted so badly to walk. I had to wait for 3 years.
Yeah.
Thank God now I look back that I didn't go to the some small company that I didn't really want to feel like going. I waited for 3 years, and then almost like good timing. I felt that was in NDT.
Difficult questions coming. Are artists necessary, and why?
I don't know actually if everybody feels all artists are necessary. I think some of the people not agree about not having artists, but necessary of artists. But I feel, because of my experience, that all the art pieces that I was watching, they always reminded me this unknown feeling of myself. of the one that I cannot describe as a word, but it's some like had clogged emotion that I didn't even know that I had it. It's like it was a way of discovering myself, and then sometimes there is no answer, even though I watch it. Sometimes it gives more question than the answer, and it makes me even confused sometimes. But this feeling of asking or being curious about by watching art form or by watching somebody expressing it, that's such a relief, completely necessary for me. I feel that sometimes like we tendency to think that art is something beautiful.
Yes.
But I don't think so, because it's many times when I see some art form, art pieces, it makes me into the deep darkness or the feeling of cruelty or contradictions. I always feel that this endless questioning and then also end up like discovering our dark side. It's such a healthy.
Yeah.
I feel
yeah, absolutely. Do you have a dream for the future?
Yes. It's not huge. My dream is more, especially now that I cannot. I do feel like this wanting of this unclear or this image that I start having to make it real, because then to see for myself, and also of course to just keep meeting people like from different genre, so like this I can discover more myself.
Yeah.
And then to find somewhere that I can truly feel that where that's my home is.
Yeah. I asked you about advice you were given by someone. What about if you would give advice to young aspiring artist or a future young dancer?
But that would be like to remember that whatever you decide to be, to remember that we are all different person in different emotion, different characters. Before you are the dancer, violinist, or anything, you are the human being. So I would really encourage to experience many different things as a person that you are given into this life, and then all the things you gain if you are sensitive to, you are open, and then after you can put in any form, in the music if you're violinist, or if you dance in the violin, and then you're a scientist if you are.
And your medium then, yeah.
Any medium, it's possible.
Thank you so much for being with us. It's been great to reconnect with you and to talk to you, and you've been so welcome.